he got caught in that, and a lot of people are simply mad about that part and reading the police report and what condition the house is in, which I can tell you from personal experience is somewhere between right on and an understatement. I'll be honest. But this Barnes guy, and it depends on how much has changed in the last 7 weeks. This Barnes guy has just been going to town overtime protecting Nick to the point where he didn't accuse, but he tried to hint at, he was being cutesy about it. You know, all these lawyers are just as dumb as every YouTuber I've ever watched. I think Legal Mindset has done a good job, and that Sean guy has done a good job. But that Sean guy, he's kind of wacky for a lawyer. Like, I watch him sometime, and he gets into, like, the Kiwi Farm stuff and the real deep internet stuff, and I'm like, it's a little trolly for a lawyer, isn't it? But I'm like, you know what? He's entertaining. Fuck it. But him and Legal Mindset, I thought, have done a good job. So this Barnes guy hinted at the fact that, not potentially criminal, Legal Mindset may have moved to Asia because of the underage sex trafficking. That's fucking disgusting. And by the way, what was his rationale for doing so? His rationale for doing so was Legal Mindset criticizes Nick. That's fucking goofy, dude. And then they make fun of Barnes for being a fucking, 100% on defense asshole, which is fair. That's part of the deal. You get to say what you want to say. The internet gets to say stuff back. There's people right now saying fucking horrible shit about me. So totally fair. Totally part of the game. That's how this works. I get to say what I want. They get to say what they want. But now this Barnes guy is apparently comparing lawtubers who criticize Nick Rekieta to people who would have turned Jews into the Nazis. Now, first of all, I look at this guy. I get a weird vibe. First of all, he has the WikiLeaks book in the background. That's a little try hard. That's so bad. Like, in a weird way, it almost screams Fed. Not that he isn't, I mean, but like, that's almost, you're trying too hard. Like, that's like the guy who's got he's doing the white supremacist Fed march, and he's got the swastika armband on, the swastika flag. He shaved his head, and even his coworkers are like, dude, you're committing to the bit a little too much. It's worrisome. But he's got his WikiLeaks book in the background, and he's ready to get his broom out and do some sweeping. This is some of the most aggressive sweeping I've ever seen in my life.
Two holy books to me, the Holy Bible and the Constitution of the United States.
Time out. There's two holy books. The Constitution of the United States, which, by the way, is not a book. It's the Constitution. But, well, whatever. I'm nitpicking. Two holy books to this guy. The Constitution and the Holy Bible. Now, forget for a moment, let's forget the technicalities that the Constitution separated church and state. I mean, let's forget about that part. The Constitution and the fucking Bible. Hey, the Holy fucking Bible, son. Those two are not on the same plane. That's like the Magna Carta and the Bible, the Constitution and the Bible. One of them is the thing that people believe saves their eternal souls from a lake of fire and burning for eternity. It gives them reason to live. It's a blueprint on how to guide their fellow man and how to treat their brothers in Christ. That's what the Holy Bible is to them. The thing you're talking about is something that dictates what the government isn't allowed to do to people. Which, by the way, has been changed and broken so many times you can't even count anymore. So he's got two holy books, this Barnes, the Bible and the Constitution. Those are 1A and 1B to him. Okay, let's see. How does that... So we're talking about a case where people got caught with 26 grams of cocaine, guns in the house and garage, and children in messy, dirty conditions. And dusty conditions. Well, you see, baby. And this guy's going to somehow compare that to the Bible and the Constitution. All right, Barnes, showtime, baby.
That's what I'm loyal to.
Okay.
The second thing I'm loyal to is I am loyal to people. I believe in loyalty. But on Sunday going in, I'd seen that a lot of LawTube was, to me, virtue signaling how they really weren't grifting off Rekieta and the problems he currently faces. But I was like, But the fact that they're knifing a person that many of these people, no one would know about, and they wouldn't be making any money but for Rekieta.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. And this is such flawed logic. And this really is. And I'm sorry, because I don't know this Barnes guy from Adam, except for the clips I've seen, and he seems like a snaky son of a bitch. But this is a slave mindset. Like this, as Malcolm X said, this is the slave mind talking here. So let me get this straight. If I've been on with a guy and he's helped me and he's promoted me, then I'm not allowed to criticize him when he gets caught in a house full of drugs, guns, and children. No, I don't accept that deal. I don't want to. I'm sorry. Mr. Barnes, is it Robert Barnes? Mr. Barnes can believe whatever he wants to believe. That's totally fine. He can live in that world. I'm not going to join him in it. Otherwise, if someone were a piece of shit, let's say they were like a guy who dealt drugs to children and killed people, like the worst kind of gangster there was. Because he's given people a lot of money, they're not allowed to hate the evil things he does. That's really interesting. So everything with his Barnes guy is transactional. I can turn a blind eye to your immoral behavior as long as you've provided me with enough money. Well, that makes you a scumbag. That makes you a bad guy. If you're sitting there going, well, I would criticize this guy normally. See, there's a difference between having ethics and having ethics when it's convenient. Ethics would be, I don't care how much money this guy's made me. I don't care how he's been to me. These things that he did are really disgusting and they don't sit well with me. Now, the ethics when it's convenient thing would say, yeah, this might look really bad, but this guy's made me a shitload of money, so I'll keep my fucking trap shut. Okay, well, now, in my opinion, you've just put a price tag on your soul, which is fine. You're allowed to do that, but you don't get to come at anybody else and crack whip with them. You don't get to go, oh, I put a price tag on my soul, so therefore I can put one on yours. No. Legal Mindset has been very honest about his opinions on this case. I've been very honest about many people have argued too honest about my opinions on this whole deal and my experiences. Everybody has. And some people believe that a 16-year-old should raise 5 kids. That's like Ethan Van Sciver and other people. They believe that a 16-year-old should raise a family of 7. I don't believe that. I believe that a 16-year-old is still a dependent and still needs some guidance. Other people believe that a disgusting, messy house with 26 grams of cocaine in it, totally acceptable, totally fine. It's something we can overlook and we can just move on and hope that it goes away. The rest of us go, holy shit, that's fucking terrible. That shouldn't be a thing. Robert Barnes is part of the former group, and and it's okay to be part of the former group. Look, whatever. PPP's going to yell at you, but you're allowed to have that opinion. A free country and all that. Constitution and the Bible, right, Barnes? But for you to then attack the people who find that type of thing reprehensible, I don't know if you're standing on very solid ground ethically.
Was like, wow. Tells you a little bit something about their character. I just don't respect this loyalty. I just don't. That's
blind loyalty. That's not what you're asking for. Is blind loyalty. What you're talking about, Barnes, is bribery. As long as I put money in your pocket, you can't say I'm doing anything wrong, even when I do reprehensible things. That doesn't work for me, brother. That's not, you put money in my pocket, you have to now be nice to me and back me up when I do things reprehensible. So basically, again, you have to sell your soul. I don't agree.
Their character. I just don't respect this loyalty. I just don't.
If anything, it says something positive about their character. It says that even though you've done these favors and even under this immense pressure to defend this guy, I find this thing so morally reprehensible and so wrong that I'm going to give this person the advice they need and not the advice they want to hear. If anything, that shows an increase in character, not a defect in character.
But I figured the response would be that the grift would come unmasked, that who these people really are. that, they're there in the 1930s. They're turning you in if you're the Jewish neighbor in Germany.
Wow. I mean, yeah, if your Jewish neighbor had 26 grams of cocaine, guns and children and a messy, disgusting house, and the children were complaining about not getting fed, not changing clothes for days, yeah, then I guess in that case, you might turn your neighbor in, whether they're Jewish or not. In Spicer, that's what the community did. They turned them in. So I guess they're just grifting too. So all of these nameless well, one of the people was Kayla's sister. So is she a grifter now, Barnes? Is she, she was concerned about the children and concerned about the home. She's a grifter now. I mean, call all of us YouTube people grifters. That's fine. In a way, we are. Like, we're getting attention for this. We're making money for this. That's true. It's not the reason we're doing it. But we're not going to sit here and lie and say, we don't think about it or it's not nice to have. But, I mean, is everybody... So, Barnes has written everybody off as a fucking quisling, someone who's going to turn on their Jewish neighbor and send them to a concentration camp if they have any objections to this. This guy, this guy's having problems. This guy's having real problems figuring out who he is. And that's coming from me, by the way. The guy who just found out, I think I'm Midwestern Menard's dad. I don't think I belong in the discotheque, as they say. Woo-ha, woo-ha, I got you all in check. But this Barnes guy, he's having serious problems. And I think you're going to have that. I think you're going to have moments like this because, as it says in certain places, to thine own self be true. He's not. He feels that he has a loyalty to serve because of money, because of favors. And this is what happens to your system. In a way, we're all like robots and computers. When there's a conflict in the system, we'll glitch out. And I think this Barnes guy is glitching out because there's a conflict in his system. He knows the accusations here are really, really bad. But he also knows that he feels there's a loyalty to serve because of money. So that's causing a little bit of a glitch in his system. And when there's a glitch in this Barnes guy's system, he goes to Nazis and Jews.
That when the Klan's putting on the hoods and they're saying, let's go lynch so-and-so, they're leaving the door to join them.
Wow. So they're going to lynch. So let me hone in on Barnes' kind of main thesis here. If you have a problem with all this Nick stuff and the stuff that came out after the arrest, now you're turning in Jews in Germany and you're lynching black people in the South. Right. Holy shit. I think that one might be worse than the Andrew, not Andrew, the legal mindset, calling him a pedo. Barnes saying that, because that's just one guy. And he's like, I'm going to figure out why he moved to Southeast Asia. I don't know, taxes? Like, you watching one too many movies, buddy. Because this one is like a whole group of people. Like, if you said this, you would have turned in Jews in Germany. I don't know about that, buddy. That seems a little far-fetched. That's all. Bigot on socialist media says, think about how stupid you'd have to be to spend your time watching these internet lawyers. Yeah, I've heard from a few of them where I'm like, do they have a practice? Do they like actually take clients? Or are they like Nick and they just have like an active license? Because some of them I sit there and I go, I've never gone to a day of law school and that I have a way better take than that guy. Jesus. Bigot on socialist media says, I'd instantly lose the will to live if I had anything in common with this idiot. Well, you might have this in common. His favorite books are the Bible and the Constitution. I mean, so there's that. Some people are saying Barnes is the best. Okay. I guess. He's the best then. Someone said Aaron watches these lawyers. I don't, though. I see clips. I can't watch. No offense. Lawyer shit bores the fuck out of me. It really does. I only like Nancy Grace. I'm fucking kidding. I'm joking.